Factoring general trinomial. Quantity ax raised to 2 plus bx plus c, where a equals to 1. Number 1 example. X raised to 2 minus 4x minus 5. We have focus in the last term because the ax or the first term is 1. So let's have this one. So we're going to multiply, to check, and add or subtract. So this is the factor for this one. We have the trial and error, so let's get all the factor. 5 and 1. So when we multiply this 5, since this is both positive, so this add, it means that 6. 5 and negative 1, when we multiply this negative 5, since this is unlike sign, you have to subtract and copy the sign of the higher number, that is 4. Negative 5 and 1, when we multiply, that's negative 5. And since this is unlike sign, you have to subtract and copy the sign of the higher number, that is negative 4. Now, when you see this one, negative 5 is this one, it's the last term. So you can see this is negative, but the sign for the middle term is negative 4. So as you can see, this is negative 4. So it means this is the factor. So let's use negative 5 and 1. For the x squared, we have the x times x. And for negative 5, we have negative 5 and 1. Now to check the middle term again and again, this is negative 5x and this one is x. Because 1 times x is also x. We have this divisible one here. And this one, when we multiply it, is negative 5x. Okay, now since it is different sign or unlike sign, like this, we have negative 4x. So to get the answer, we have then x negative 5 and x plus 1. So this is the answer. Alright. Number 2, x raised to 2 plus 2x minus 8. We have, for the first one, we have the x times x. And let's get the factor for negative 8. We need to do the trial and error, find the factor. Let's see, negative 8 and 1 equals, when we multiply, that's negative 8. When we add or subtract, so this one is unlike sign, you have to subtract, so that is negative 7. Again and again, the sign of 8 is negative, so that's why it's negative 7. And negative 4 and 2, when we multiply, it's negative 8. So when we subtract, so that is negative 2. Negative 2 and 4. Negative 8 when we multiply. And when we subtract, that is positive 2. So this is unlike sign. That's why we subtract. Copy the sign of the higher number, that is positive. So this is the factor of negative 8 because as you can see, there's negative 8, the last term, and the middle term is positive. So we use this one. We have negative 4, negative 2. Again, when we check 4x multiply, negative 2 times x is negative 2x. The middle term is positive 2x. And the answer is x plus 4 and x minus 2. Okay, let's go to the number 3. X squared plus x minus 6. For the first term, we have x times x. Now let's check the last term. Negative 6 and 1. Since the first term is equivalent to 1 or a equals to 1. So negative 6 times 1. We have negative 6 and negative 5. Negative 3 and 2. Negative 6 when we multiply. unlike sign, that is negative 1. 3 and negative 2 when we multiply negative 6. And unlike sign, that is subtract, is positive 1. So it means the factor is 3 and negative 2. We use this for the last term. 3, negative 2, then let's check. 3x, negative 2x. Since that is unlike sign, so that's why we subtract x. So the middle term is correct. Now the answer is x plus 3 and x minus 2. So that's very easy. Let's go to the number 4. X raised to 2 minus 7x minus 8. And we have x times x. And let's check the last term, or the factor, negative 8 and 1. We have, when we multiply negative 8, then when we subtract, because it's unlike sign, that is negative 7. And negative 4 and 2, another factor, negative 8 when we multiply. Subtract, because it's unlike sign, it's negative 2. Another factor, 4 times negative 2, that is negative 8. So when we subtract, because it's unlike sign, that's positive 2. The answer factor is negative 8 and 1. So we use this one. Negative 8 times 1. Check. Negative 8 times x, negative 8x. 1 times x is x. So the middle term is negative 7x. That's correct. So let's use x minus 8 and x plus 1. That is the answer. Number 5, we have x raised to 2, x times x. Then check the last term, get the factor, negative 6 and 1 when we multiply negative 6. And then this is unlike sign, so this is subtract, negative 5. Another factor, negative 3 and 2, so this is negative 6 when we multiply. This is unlike sign, this is negative 1. 3 and negative 2. We have to multiply this is negative 6. Unlike sign, that is positive 1. So the correct factor is negative 6 and 1. So we use this one here. Negative 6 and 1. And then to check again, negative 6x, positive x. Then the middle term is negative 5x. This is correct. So the answer is negative 6, x minus 6. And the other one is x plus 1. Here. Okay, let's go to the reinforcement. And I think this is also a challenge. So now the given is complete the equation x raised to 2 plus blank minus 14 equals quantity x minus 2, then quantity x plus 7. So remember that this, the FOIL method, we have to multiply quantity x minus 2, quantity x plus 7 using the FOIL method. When you say FOIL method, this is first, outer, inner, and last term. So let's check. So the x squared is the first term, and the blank is outer and inner, and the last one is last term. Now let's focus for the outer in the inner term. So since the answer is also a given, so we need to find out the outer. So this is the outer term. The x times 7 is 7x. And the inner term is the negative 2 times x. It's the inner. We have to multiply negative 2x. Then let's combine. Since this is unlike sign, we have to subtract. So the answer is 5x. That's the answer. Challenge. So in challenge, we have the x raised to 2 plus 6x minus 16 equals quantity x minus blank. This is the problem. And another factor is quantity x plus 8. So we need to find this as the answer. Okay, let's go on. Let's get the factor. So for 16, and since we have here the 8, so we have to find the factor. So what number we need to multiply in 8 to get the 16 or to get the negative 16. Since we have the given for negative here, we need to find the answer, only the number. So that is 8 times negative 2, that is negative 16. So to check the middle term, we have, this is the unlike sign, subtract. So copy the sign of the higher number, that is 6. So it means the partner of 8 is negative 2. Since we have the sign here for negative, the number is within here. That is 2. So that is the answer, 2. Alright, so that's it. That's the same in your module. So for the last one, be brave to stand for what you believe in, even you stand alone. So this is by your advisor.